So, here we go. Messing with me again, man. Golly, man. Doggone this. Irritating. Alright, like I said, the spooky things, right? Quantum physics, quantum mechanics. And the Schulman resonance, right? Resonance, not residence. Although it does reside here on Earth. Alright, let's go look at quantum physics, quantum mechanics. We know the pyramids were a power source, right? And they provided with like a DNA helix that went up and hit the grid, the net that's around our planet, which is in a magnetic lock, if you want to call it that. All right. Now, they used the natural, right? I mean, they used stone. It wasn't any of these circuit boards like we do, right? It was natural. They used the stone to build huge circuit boards. Huge, right? I mean, these pyramids were big. And their power source was massive, right? And what were they? They were Egyptians. What did they do? They embalmed their dead, right? To last 10,000 years, right? An Edison battery. That's right. That's what they're doing. Because our think of it this way. Our nerves, right? Our nervous system is everywhere. I mean, it's on our skin, or it's down to our bones. It's everywhere. It's real thick. It's like mycelium mushrooms, right? Same thing. And whatever you permeate in the mushroom, well, it's in the mycelium, which mycelium run for miles underneath the earth. Okay? Now, let's look at the bodies, because remember what I said about blessings and cursings? The water, right? When you bless your water and freeze it, it's beautiful patterns. When you curse the water and freeze it, you get mud ugly patterns. This is a battle between power and principalities, okay? Right, now, let's look at it this way. All these bodies that are stored up under the ground with negative energy. Did you get what I said? Bodies stored up with negative energy. They're batteries. We are human batteries for forces of negativity. That's what we are. All these cursed bodies, I mean, God, that's why the resonance is raised up. The more bodies that are killed with war, famine, whatever, really terrible things, leaves an imprint on the mycelium. And if it doesn't have a chance to go back to the earth to what? Neutralize, to obtain balance, then you get an imbalance of good versus evil. These batteries that are stored up under the earth are, as in the scriptures say, how long, O Lord, must we suffer under the altar? Duh, the altar is what? Made out of earth and stone. No metal tools can be made by it. So all these negative energies that are stored up has raised our Schulman energy from 7.83 to, I don't know what it is now, last time I checked, 158 hertz. So, there it is. We are contributing to evil when we embalm our dead. The only way to release immediately the negative energies that are stored in the body, cremation. Cremation. And it must be done at 3 o'clock in the morning. Why do I say 3 o'clock? All right, let's look out in the outer space, because when we look out in space, we are a mirror of outer space. What happens? Okay, you look at it at like a nebulae, right? It's circular, but it's like a spinning top. You got this vortex shooting up, vortex shooting down, right? At 3 o'clock, the vortex is shooting up. Bingo, you release, right? Round and around. Do those circular patterns remind you of anything that have been carved all over the place? Yeah, that's right. All these circular things. Dimensions, or negative energies like up in space. They're trying to tell you It's on a plane. They're on one plane level. Okay, different dimensions have different frequencies, and they are stacked. Okay, the only way to release all of that is at 3 o'clock when everything is at the center and is able to neutralize itself at 3 a.m. That's why people say at 3 a.m. you're called to heaven, you're woke up. Believe me, I know. I've been woken up at 3 o'clock for a long time. And that's when I get most of my messages. So this is what it is. We are negative batteries. That's why they want us embalmed. That's why they want all these wars and famines and pestilences and disease, so they can raise the forces of evil, the power of the forces of evil against good people. And that turns us because of frequency. We are frequencies. That's what we are. We are frequencies. It's like you put a cockroach, I know this feeling, in a metal box and you apply a charge to it, man, you go wacko. That's how you repel rodents and bugs and everything else, is with frequency. Duh, that's what we are. We are frequencies. Certain people can hear those and it's really irritating, okay? So, there you go. That's what it is. They're calling in more evil to battle good. Bingo, that's what we are. Now, we shoot all this up to a shield, right? We are using deflector shields. Sound familiar? Well, when you look in Harvard, they did a study on the pyramids. Of course, if you look from outer space down on all the pyramids, it's one big giant circuit board. And at that point, you realize that Tesla, they all had free energy, man. They had levitating cars, they had all this stuff, right? Because they were using the magnets, the magnetic resonance of the planet. Magnetic field, rather. Okay, now, everybody's worried about the global warming. Buddy, there ain't no such thing. As a matter of fact, the more you burn, the better it is, because it releases carbon dioxide, which turns into CO2, which what we need. I mean, carbon monoxide, and turns into carbon dioxide, because that's what the plants eat. That's what they feed on to turn it into oxygen. Okay, that's the plant. That's the creator designed it that way. All right. What's tearing us up? Look at us. We're like one big giant motor. Okay, if you understand electricity, push-pull effect between a rotor and a stator. Static, movable. Now, our planet is smaller than this big thing coming in. Magnetic coupling between our planet and its planet is raising the frequency and the core temperature of our Earth, which is the motor which is changing our environment. Bingo, that's what's going on. And the only way we're going to stop it is not by cutting out cars. And all. Well, yeah, actually we could if you wake up and stop all this stupid stuff and burn the bodies at 3 o'clock and release all the negative energy. We'll have more positive people and more positive outcomes. I mean, that's what it's about. Talk to a quantum physicist or a quantum mechanics about how we are frequencies and resonance and timing and all this other stuff. Our DNA is a 4-step DNA, right? Yud, hey, vav, hey, duh. And you can turn on and off our DNA code to grow a finger or grow a fingernail. Turn your hair from white back to its beautiful gray, right? You can turn back the hands of time. It's written about that too, right? Remember, Isaac and Esau and Abraham? They said they looked alike. Why? Something to think about, okay? Now, here's something else to think about, people. Wrap your head around this one. If you break one, in Judaism it says if you break one of the commandments, you break them all, right? I mean, you're guilty of all of them. Everybody knows that. Who broke the 10 commandments? First 10 commandments. That's right, Moses. He had to bring another set up to God. God didn't want him to break those. He wanted him to be not quite like I was. Force feeding people, shoving their face in a plate. Nobody wants their face shoved in a plate. I mean, nobody. You're offered as a servant. That's what I'm supposed to be, as a servant. And set the table and see if you guys want to eat. There are so many lights out there that shine so beautifully. And I just want to set a table for you. I don't want to force feed you. But I have to get this stuff done, and I have nowhere to go, and I have no protection. I do, but, I understand, man. I really do. Everybody loves me. There's lots of people out there that love me and are trying to help me. Anyway, getting back to the other. That's when he broke the original 10 Commandments, so it says. And it also says, Hashem says what? I made commandments that you can't keep. That's right, he did. Why? Moses broke the original 10. That's why. He disobeyed God right off the bat. What are all these sacrifices? And everybody's, oh my God, we got to have a blood sacrifice. It isn't about that, man. It's about a family getting together and having a meal and saying, thank you, Hashem, for the food, for little Johnny's miraculous recovery, or, gee, I'm sorry, Uncle Bob passed. 3 times a year as a family, you guys as Christians do the same thing. Christmas, Easter, right? Thanksgiving. And we are, as Jews, commanded 3 times a year to get at the temple to pray. Why? To give thanks. To give thanks. Oh, Thanksgiving. Meal. You sacrifice. You kosher the animal. You cook it. You burn up part of it as an offering, because there again, frequencies are locked within those animals. Okay? Same thing. There you go. We got to do it, folks, or we're all gonna die. I mean, it's calling it in. We're calling it in a planet killer. It's gonna kill us all. And all you people out there that want to meet Jesus in the sky, you're gonna meet him as a puff of smoke, because it said it destroys you by fire. Fire purifies, and it burns up all those bodies and all that frequencies. That's what we gotta do, man. Just think about it. Peace.